Hi. Today we will listen to an ironic detective story in English, which is perfect for levels A1 to A2. This is a story about Mark, who decided to become a bad guy, but his English played a cruel joke on him again. You will learn how one wrong word can turn a bank robbery into a very strange date with Emily. Subscribe to the channel to learn English from other people's mistakes. Enjoy listening. For this section, I prepared cards for visualizing words. Robbery. Weapons. Do not confuse with wiper. Car windshield wiper. Safe, but it also means secure. Cashier. Do not confuse with case. Suitcase/case. Hands up! Bag. Mark confused this word with bug, beetle. Give. Quiet. Be careful. Quite means rather, fairly. Police. Honey, or a term of endearment. Mark confused money and honey. My name is Mark. I am 28 years old. All my life, I've been a very calm person. I work as a graphic designer. I love drinking coffee and drawing in my sketchbook. My life was quiet, like an old library. But on one rainy Tuesday, I woke up and thought, Mark, you need more adrenaline. You need to become dangerous. Of course, I was not a criminal. I have never even crossed the road on a red light. But that day, I decided to do something crazy. I decided to rob a bank. Not really, of course. I just wanted to feel like a hero of a cool action movie. I approached the mirror. I was wearing my favorite mustard yellow knit beanie and a dark brown wool coat over a white shirt. My chestnut hair was slightly tousled. I looked into my brown eyes and tried to make a very angry face. But I only managed to get a slightly hungry face. I looked like a person who had lost their keys, not like a robber. I took an empty black bag. And I was repeating phrases to myself in English. This is a robbery. Give me the money. I wanted to sound confident. I wanted to sound like Al Pacino. The city's central bank looked very serious. Huge columns, silence, and the smell of old papers. I went inside. My heart was beating at a rate of 120 beats per minute. I headed to the first cashier. And then my plan began to collapse. The most beautiful girl I have ever seen was sitting at the cash register. It was Emily. Her voluminous, curly ginger hair shone under the bank's lamps. She was wearing a stylish forest green coat and a cream scarf. Her bright green eyes were looking straight at me. Emily smiled at me. It was a warm, sincere smile. At that moment, my brain just shut down. All the English words that I learned in the morning turned into mush. I stood in front of her, clutching my empty bag, and was silent for 30 seconds. "Hi," said Emily in her melodious voice. "How can I help you today? Do you want to open an account or make a deposit?" I had to say, "This is a robbery. It's a robbery." But my treacherous tongue decided otherwise. I took a deep breath and shouted across the entire bank, "This is a strawberry. Give me the honey." The bank became very quiet. The elderly man by the window stopped writing. The security guard at the door looked at me with great suspicion. Emily tilted her head to the side. "Excuse me?" she asked again. "Did you say strawberry? And you want honey?" "Mark, is that you? We studied at the same art school 3 years ago." I blushed so hard that I became the color of that very strawberry. I felt incredibly awkward, embarrassing. My dangerous image collapsed in a second. But I decided not to give up. I had to finish my role as the bad guy. I pulled out my bag and threw it onto the counter. I wanted to say, "Put the cash in the bag." But the words got jumbled in my head again. "Put the cat in the bug," Zakrachalya. Emily started to laugh. It was the most beautiful laugh in the world. "Mark," she said through laughter, "I don't have a cat. And I definitely don't have a bug in which I could put it." "You are very strange today. Are you sure you are okay?" The bank guard approached me. He was a very large man. "Sir," he said, "you have trouble with strawberries or cats?" I looked at the guard, then at the laughing Emily, then at my mustard hat. My plan to become dangerous has officially failed. "Sorry," I whispered. "My English, it sometimes lives its own life. I don't know what I wanted." Emily stopped laughing and looked at me very tenderly. "You know, Mark," she said, adjusting her cream scarf, "it was the most original robbery in the history of this bank. If you wanted to get my attention so badly, you could have just invited me for coffee. And without shouting about fruits and insects." I froze. "Really? Will you go for coffee with me?" "Only if you promise not to rob the coffee shop," she replied with a warm smile. We left the bank together. The autumn outside was beautiful. I felt silly but very happy. We were walking down the street, and I was thinking that the English language is a very complicated thing. One wrong word, and you are no longer a robber, but a strawberry lover. When we said goodbye, Emily wrote me a note. It said, "Call me tomorrow if your cat finds its bug." We both laughed out loud down the whole street. Friends, remember, communication is not just the right words. It's about emotions and the ability to laugh at yourself. If you've confused money with honey, don't panic. Maybe instead of a bag of money, you'll find love. Learn English, be like Mark, but don't go robbing banks with strawberries. And see you in the next video.